We appreciate you pressing the play button, and welcome to another episode of
Fankinghaters.
Make sure to go follow us on YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter at Fankinghaters.
We're your weekly fantasy show where we dish out hate on those players that mess up your DraftKings, FanDuel, the new one, the draft, or your regular fantasy lineup. I'm Marcus the Greek. To my left is Melodic. To my right is Messiah the One. We're going to jump right into the hates from last week. I'm just going to hate on my workhorse running backs that I thought were going to put up big numbers. Howard, Morris, and Fournette, they had good matchups, which I felt, but they showed up. I got a combined total of 16 points. I thought each one of them will at least get 16 and get me in the green. So those are my hates from last week. Who you hating on?
I'm going with Mohamed Sanu. I did make it in the green.
Sanu better? Sanu better?
But, yes. And so I think he could have got me a lot more points, at least 15,
all right.
The way they played their game. But
can't hate too much because you
right,
were
I was in the green, so
yeah,
you know what I mean? He's there.
But Atlanta's struggling all the way around.
They are.
Right.
Messiah, who you hate from last week?
Blau Powell and Marvin Jones.
Okay.
Marvin Jones was a big letdown. We hyped him up on the show. I thought he was going to have a big game.
He had a big game. But
you know,
it's fantasy. After they have a good game, they usually do you dirty, and that's what happens. So.
Right.
The nature of daily fantasy.
Hey, it's DraftKings.
Yeah. Melodic, who you rolling out this week?
Lucky 11. Alex Smith. They're playing against the Giants. That's the reason I picked them.
Yeah. Say no
That's
more.
the only solid reason.
I don't know. Like Messiah said a couple weeks ago, they quit on their coach. I really believe they do. Are they going to draft a quarterback? Is it time to start looking?
I'm not sure, but I'm just worried about this week because this week I'm trying to get in the money.
All right. Who's your running back?
With my running backs, I'm going with Kenyon Drake.
Okay.
I'm sticking with the Miami.
All right.
He's had 2 good weeks in a row, 17, almost 18 points
That's
each
right.
game.
Yeah, he's on fire right now.
So I believe they're going against Tampa Bay, so I believe they're going to have a good game. Tampa Bay's
struggling right now. They got that Hard Knocks curse, that HBO Hard Knocks curse.
Yeah. I got Jordan Howard. He's one of my all-time.
He let me down last week, but I like that play. 25 carries a game or 25 touches at least a game. That's the good play.
I'm gonna stick with him. I got him in my personal league, so I'm gonna ride with him.
That's why you're picking him.
I got Juju Smith as my first receiver. He already played. He only got me 8 points.
Which is another. I think that might be your pre-hate.
Right, if you're interviewing again, he could be your hate. Another guy who went from having a great game the week before to.
He's right.
Like but it was Antonio Brown show.
Man,
yeah,
45 points.
No, that's nice.
Ridiculous.
I know whoever has him in their league, they're very excited this week.
Right. I'm going with the man I think you should have in your lineup no matter what, Thielen.
Half of the best receiving doing it in the NFL.
If not one of the best behind Antonio Brown. I can put him there.
Oh, really? That's where you put Thielen up there? Okay.
I'm putting him right there, number 2, number 3.
How you feel about that? No comment?
Get money. As long as they get you money, that's all that matters.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I'm going with the Greek pick, Woods, Robert Woods.
I like Robert Woods. I like Robert Woods a lot.
You know what I mean? I'm going off.
I know some Bills fans that watch are very upset about that Robert Woods pick.
And I feel like that could be a good pick, or he could be a Juju with 8 points.
Right.
Okay.
I'm going
hating over here. That's saying low key hate.
I'm going with, you can maybe call him the lifesaver, Vernon Davis.
Okay.
Because where's Joe Man Reed?
Yeah, where is he?
He's nowhere.
He's doing his thing. He's going to get at least 6 to 7 catches and then 90 yards.
Blocks.
Yeah. He just got to get in the end. If he gets in the end zone, he could be put.
Looking like he did when he first got into the league, too. He's still looking good.
No, he's looking nice. My flex, I got Miller. I'm going with Houston.
I like
They're
that.
against Arizona.
He needs to have a big game. I'm still waiting for him to have a breakout game this year.
Are you saying Lamar Miller, the running back for Houston? Okay.
Right.
And then I got the old faithful Big Purple.
Big Purple, of course.
The Baltimore Ravens.
All right. Well, for me this week, I ain't used the cyborg all year, so I'm going with T1000, Brady against Oakland. He's throwing it 35 times a game, 40 years old, still slinging it. I think that game's a shootout. I went with Brady. My running back, I went with Mr. Fantasy right now, Kareem Hunt. He came back down to reality. He started off on fire in fantasy, but he came back, had some all right NFL games, but I think this is a big fantasy game for him, going against the Giants. I went with Chris Thompson with no fat Rob Kelly this week. He was already getting a lot of catches out the backfield. I think he gets more carries as his numbers go up. Brandon Cooks has been warming up and not cooking. And you know what I mean by warming up. People would think they cook like Stouffer's.
It's just a matter of
warming up. That's not cooking.
I'm not hating on Cooks because he's a hell of an athlete. I just feel that it just all depends on the scheme, on what Belichick. Yeah, if it's like last week, every running back got a touchdown except Gillislee. And Gillislee must be in a doghouse because we haven't seen him.
That's true. So I hope you're wrong about that. I hope he finally has a breakout.
Right. I think the pass when Chris Hogan's back, the passing game opens up for the receiver.
Yeah. I went with the man who leads the NFL in receptions. I went with Javaris Landry. Even though Cutler's been up and down, he's still getting his receptions. Tampa Bay gives up the most touchdowns to receivers coming out the slot.
And it helps that Kenny Stills is dealing with an injury.
Yeah, and Landry plays in the slot. I went with Marquise Lee. You mentioned him a couple weeks ago. With Al Hearns hurt, I think he has a big game. I went with the Tomb Raiders brother, Tyler Croft. Against my Broncos. Unfortunately, they give up the third most points to tight end. Not looking good. They're looking like ponies right now.
Just beware of 1.4. That's what he got me when I have.
Yeah, that's what I'm kind of skeptical of.
Pre-hate, bro.
Yeah. Then I went with Erlin's Darkwa. Sounds like a cool Jedi name. He's going against Kansas City.
He's the hit or miss, but when he hits, he's there.
He's had the past 2 games of 70-plus yards. And what's your theme this week? Get money.
Man, that's a hate.
Look up.
That's a hate, man.
Okay, we'll see. We'll do a side bet off camera. Man. And then I went with the Chargers against whoever playing quarterback for Buffalo right now. Since they don't thrown in the towel, I just don't get the Tyrod Taylor move. But I'm going to hate on that another time. So, who you rolling out, Messiah?
I also went down with the check down king, Alex Smith.
No more. Can we call him that still?
You can't call him that, but that's just what we're gonna call him. Yeah. That's what he's been.
That's what he's always gonna be.
I think that's what he'll be this week.
He's had more time to check down than throwing deep.
Okay.
So he's gonna be the check down king, and I went with him just because the Giants are not playing after watching Janoris Jenkins not trying to make tackles on players. I hope they continue that trend this week. I also went with Jordan Howard against Detroit. I just think he's a very good solid back. That time of the year in Chicago is cold. Yeah. You're going to want to run the ball. And I know you hope that it's Cooks. I'm hoping it's Deion Lewis. I went Deion Lewis.
I hope you're wrong. I'm going to hate on that just to hate.
I think Deion Lewis finds a way to get in the end zone. Special teams, just like he did last week, receiving the ball.
Yeah, he does it all.
He does it all. And my first receiver, I went with Michael Crabtree going against New England.
Yeah, that's your old faithful. You used Crabtree a lot. You like Crabtree.
Hey, Oakland won in Mexico last year.
Yeah.
New England can't stop the pass. Right. And Crabtree is proven to catch the ball, unlike Cooper.
Yeah.
Like I said. If
you watch the show, thank you all 18 of y'all. You loyal fans.
He had how many good games has Cooper had? One.
You're right.
He's still in the doghouse. Do 3 weeks in a row.
Right.
Listen to me.
Anyways. And my second receiver, I went with Bruce Ellington for the Houston Texans. With Fuller being out, I think there's opportunity for him to come in. He had high targets last game. I also went with Thielen. He's my go-to. Thielen
for the best receiving duo.
He's been good ever since I started picking him. At my tight end, I went with Evan Ingram.
Say that 3 times fast.
Evan Ingram. Kansas City can't stop the run, but they also do give up a lot of pass. Okay. And at my flex, I went with Tyreek Hill. If you look at his stats on the road, is when you play him. At home, you don't. And
that again.
On the road, you play him.
Okay. He plays better on you. Really? He stinks it up at home.
Just to give y'all an example, guys. On the road against Dallas, 15. Against Oakland, 28. Against Houston, 16. Against the Chargers, 20. Against New England, 29.
Okay.
So I'm going against that. Against the Giants, I'm hoping that the team doesn't show up for them. Okay. And I also went with, to me, the most interesting game of the weekend. A team that has the opportunity to sneak into the playoffs.
Yes.
And a team with an injured quarterback. You got a garbage game, and I'm just hoping that the Chargers D get some sacks. But I also feel that the Chargers offense is going to keep the defense out there for a long period of time.
Yeah.
I cannot tell you who Phillip Rivers' backup is.
Neither can I.
I wanted to say Doug Flutie, but I think that might be
another lifetime.
I might be speaking my age right now. But that's my lineup. But I do have a couple sleepers.
Let me hear.
You know, I think if you really had time, I know you guys got time before tomorrow. Put your lineup. Start with a receiver by the name of Inman, Ellington. Those are two cheap receivers.
Okay, Inman, Ellington. All right, I might try to pick him up in my person.
Eamon got traded over from the Chargers. The Chargers used to use him. He was good before Keenan Allen. Yeah. He got hurt, along with the rest of those receivers got hurt. He went in the first game and had 13 targets.
All right. Okay.
Who else are they throwing the ball to in Chicago?
That's true.
Just a side note.
Side prophecy. As always, thank you for pressing play. Again, follow us on Twitter at Fankinghaters. What's them other places?
Instagram and YouTube. Search us Fankinghaters.
This guy here. Half of that, go on.